good morning. This is Kai Pacha with the Weekly Paleo Report, September 5th, 2018. Thought I'd mix it up a little bit. I'm always going down to the river, into the dark jungle and the forest, and I gotta mix it up a little bit here, man. I don't want you guys getting bored with the Paleo Report, you know. This is an astrological overview cap of this week. It's a big week. Oh my God. The aspects going on are just, pretty darn overwhelming. There is a grand square going on. Okay, Venus in late Libra, squaring Mars, opposite Uranus. And that, that T-square going into the north node of the moon in Leo. And then Venus changes signs, all right? She goes into Scorpio on Sunday. Mars goes into Aquarius on Monday. And then it's even, like more intense, right? Because it's the fixed cross. The node's at 5 Leo. Venus, going into early Scorpio, Aquarius. And this is like the four Gospels. Yes, there's the old symbol of that fixed cross goes far, far back in its symbolism. It is the bull, the lion, the eagle, and the human being. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about that. And, squares are, tension. I mean, it's creative tension. I like to look at it positively. But it is tension and the possibility of, some... yeah, well, I'll explain it later. But in addition to that, there's a grand trine. Okay, Mercury goes, right into Virgo today. And that we have in trine to Saturn up in Capricorn and Uranus in early Taurus. So we have this grand trine in Earth going on. Right? And then the moon's in Cancer now. Okay, so she's doing a grand trine, right now as I speak, with Jupiter and Neptune in the water. But when she leaves Cancer tomorrow, she's going to go into Leo. And Saturday, she's going to move into Virgo. And we have the new moon in Virgo at exactly 17 degrees. Opposite Neptune. Friday, the sun is exactly opposite Neptune. And by the time the moon catches up to the sun for that new moon, okay, that's happening on Sunday, they're a couple degrees off, but still, that is a pretty doggone good opposition going on there with that new moon happening in Virgo. And then she moves on, where? By Monday, she moves into Libra, yeah? So, I want to explain all that a little bit. What else? I mean, the sun comes into a trine, okay, with Pluto on Tuesday. And next Wednesday is the exact Venus opposite Uranus. But I should remember never to do these things walking uphill. But nonetheless, I am here. I came up here to see the frickin' cows. I don't know where they are. This is a cow pasture, man. I've been up here before. If you watch the Paleo Report, you've seen it before. These Costa Rica vacas are beautiful. They got the little hump on them, like over in India. Anyway, let me find a little spot. Oh, there's the gate is open. The gate is open. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, that's not usual. I can go up to Meditation Rock. I have a rock up here. It's a big, huge rock. It's very flat on top, and it looks out over the valley. It's right up there. See that? That's Meditation Rock up there. Maybe I'll go sit and be still for a while and figure out what I'm going to say. All right, everybody. I know the sun's behind me, so the lighting is probably not that good, but alas, not everything is perfect all the time. It's a perfect imperfection, as I like to say, right? And This is the Virgo-Pisces axis. Pisces, Neptune, 12th house, everything is perfect, everything is okay, everything is just, you know, divine, just the way it is, and it's innocent potential and just naive awe and wonder. It's absolutely beautiful. And Virgo is effort, work, okay? We can improve it, we can make it even better, we can refine it, we can, get into it with effort. Mess with Mother Nature. So, I want to start out reading and get that over with and done with, okay? I mean, I'm home, man. I came back to my books, and I got, you know, of course, my favorite book is The Astrological Mandala. Dun, dun, dun. There it is again. Yeah. Dane Rudyer, The Sabian Symbols. And, you know, it's just fantastic because this new moon is exactly on 17 degrees. So I'm going to read 17 degrees. Right? Even though it's the 18th degree, as soon as you get past 17, but you know, the moon's building up, and I mean, this is just the crux, and it's so appropriate for the other, you know, I mean, it's just like, it's all kind of saying the same thing today. So let's get down to what that is, and what that is, the image that the psychic received for this degree of the zodiac, the one and only, a volcanic eruption. Yeah. The keynote is the explosive energy of long repressed contents of the subconscious. We are dealing here with the dramatic release of energies which have been kept in check by the outer shell of the ego-controlled consciousness. It may be a spectacular catharsis, but it often takes paths of destruction. Yet unless some form of purification by fire is experienced, the inner pressure of the karmic past or of more recent frustrations would shake up, perhaps even more destructively, the very foundations of the personality. The objective confrontation with an image of the karmic past is replaced by a subjective eruption of repressed memories and primitive cravings. Everything must be released from the psyche seeking to attain the transfigured state. The soul must become empty, the mind translucent. The key word is explosion. I fucking love it, man. Woo, baby! Virgo is about integration. Virgo is about healing. This new moon in Virgo sets the tone for the next month of healing. And what does that healing entail? A grand cross in fixed signs, right? The masculine Mars squaring the, feminine Venus. And they're both tied in with Uranus wanting absolute liberation, androgyny. And they're all in square to the north node of the moon in Leo, the lion of desire. Whoa. Talk about things coming up. Things coming up, and they can be explosive. We know Uranus is sudden, unexpected. When it gets in touch with Mars, okay, it's like electrical shorts and sparks, and your computer blowing up, and explosive. Mars Uranus is explosive in and of itself. And then we have this square to Venus, late Libra, and here's where I just wanted to talk a little bit about this. I think it's kind of strange, okay, that water, Scorpio is a water sign. We've got Libra coming out, Venus coming out of Libra air, doing like a dive, in Mexico they have those cliff divers, So Venus going from Libra into Scorpio is like, dive off the high dive into the deep water of Scorpio. And I'm challenged. Because why? Because Scorpio is a water sign. And these Greeks have it ruled by, first it was Mars, a masculine god, and then Pluto, another masculine god in the underworld. Now, come on. Yeah? You know, if we look at ancient Sumerian mythology, it was Ereshkigal was the goddess of the underworld before Pluto came around. Okay? It was Ereshkigal. She was a feminine force. Okay? Super powerful feminine energy. And her sister was Inanna, very similar to Venus. And Venus, Inanna, descended into the underworld. And we're going to have Venus go retrograde in Scorpio coming up here shortly. And this is the descent into the underworld. We have some like deep, well, you know, like we say, repressed emotions, frustrated cravings, you know, karma from the past. You know, this is we're now coming up with, right? Saturn goes direct. I don't think I mentioned that, you know. Saturn goes direct this Monday, you know, and everything is now going to start moving forward, you know, and it's time to be reaping what we have sown this year. If we have done our work, okay, it can be an explosive release of karmic past and really moving forward. Super great. This grand trine in Earth is time for manifestation, time to get going again. In some ways, it can just be a relief. But I want to get back to this because, you know, this Venus going into Scorpio, I know in astrology they say she's in her detriment in Scorpio because she rules Taurus, and the opposite sign of the rulership is called a detriment. But I don't know, you know, and then the other thing is Mars is coming up to Lilith. Lilith is at 3 degrees Aquarius. Mars goes into Aquarius, you know, now, you know, this week. Next week, we're going to have a Mars. So it's like Mars, the masculine, is approaching the powerful Kali, dark feminine, at the same time that he's squaring this Venus moving into Scorpio. And I want to say I don't see her in her detriment in Scorpio. I see her as being very powerful in Scorpio. And then I think of Scorpio and Mars going into, you know, I got this image this morning, you know, meditating on the Pele report of a spaceship. You know, think of Star Trek or Star Wars or, you know, Galaxy, whatever those guys are, you know, a tiny little spaceship, you know, shooting through the galaxy of the dark. It's kind of like a sperm shooting through, okay, going all the way, you know, surrounded by the womb, you know, heading for this egg, you know, but it's a tiny little squiggly thing. You know, the masculine, I mean, it's like, I say in the beginning it was dark. I think the light came into the dark, right? You know, and you know, we're kind of born out of the dark, out of the womb, into the light. And so there is this masculine, feminine, yin, yang, light, dark, and this interplay is super dynamic. And you know, what I want to say is like this, so this masculine energy of Mars going into Aquarius, Aquarius is outer space, right? You know, it's this masculine, and then we've got this Neptune in Pisces in opposition, okay, to this new moon. And Neptune in Pisces wants to escape, avoid, deny, surrender, allow, just kind of relax and be passive. And Mars in Uranus, Mars in Aquarius can want to like take off like a rocket ship and get out of here. Uranus is in this grand square, Mars, Venus, and the North Node. And Uranus is rebellion, revolution, stepping outside, stepping back, stepping beyond. So there is this, you know, maybe this little interplay here. What I'm going to say is if you are overly passive or wanting to numb out, escape, not feel your feelings, not do your Venus in Scorpio, you know, and not, you know, do this Venus opposite Uranus and, you know, do the work, right? I mean, we don't have to talk about it. It's quincunx, okay? Chiron in Aries is another one, okay? This heroine's journey down into the underworld. This is a time to be going down into the underworld and releasing a volcanic eruption. And if we avoid or don't want to or fear the dark, fear our feelings, fear our anger, you know, don't assert. Scorpio is about confronting forces beyond our control. This is what mastery, okay, this is, you know, I sometimes think that Eris, the goddess of discord, just recently discovered in 2005, could actually be the ruler of Scorpio. We don't need to go there today, but just a mention. Venus moving in here, all I'm saying is that this new moon and this healing process, it's like surgery or going to see the doctor, you know? I mean, I hate doctors. I hate going to doctors. I got a strong Neptune. I would like to just, you know, oh, just let it be. Oh, let it heal itself. Oh, let it, let's not, you know, I hate to go to the doctor and think of surgery. You know, who wants to go into surgery and get cut open to get the tumor out? Okay, but this process, you know, this healing process can involve Mars is the sword, Chiron in Aries, cutting into and feeling, and then coming out with all the repressed, all the suppressed, all the needs, all the anger, all the frustration. It's just like, that is a cleanse. Get rid of the toxins, and this includes toxic emotions. So this can be a month, you know, this starting off, okay, with a new moon in Virgo. Let's integrate, let's heal. And that healing requires releasing the toxic emotions and the physical toxins and the mental toxins and just like, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, right? And Mercury's coming in to be very strong in Virgo. So this is a powerful time. It's a beautiful time. So much healing can happen. So much completion of all the work can happen. And it's just really time to be moving forward. And we want to just throw off the weights and the burdens and the balls and the chains so that we can really go there. And it just makes me also think of one last thing, and that is makeup sex. You know how when you erupt, you have a fight with your lover, you know, and you say all the things that you've been afraid to say, and you get in touch with your anger, and you just, you know, let them have it, and, you know, you vomit your crap out all over the place, you know, and then there's this, you know, I fight you, you fight me, and defense and reaction and all this, you know, and then you separate. This is Uranus and Taurus, you know, it's like, whoa, man, step back, take a breath of fresh air, you know, rebel or revolt, or just do my Mars and Aquarius and, you know, head for the stars, or, you know, whatever, just like get out. But then I encourage you, this Venus in Scorpio is also calling us towards, right, connection, towards relationship. And that relationship can then happen at a deeper level. We can try to be along the surface, but Scorpio and Venus in Scorpio and Jupiter in Scorpio now wants us to go deeper and really see what's down inside ourselves. So as we get in touch, this can all be going on inside yourself too, right? You know, we can have, you know, our inner masculine, our inner feminine, you know, really being at odds these days, okay, between freedom and connection, okay, masculine, feminine, just like, and, you know, this creates, right, alchemical transformation, which is what this year is all about. So that brings us to, you know, the mantra for this week, you know, is it's easy for me to be afraid when I forget who I really am. An infinite spirit come to earth, channeling love through my head, heart, and hands. We get afraid, right, when you know, and we're going to hear it in the news, okay, there's going to be, you know, eruptions or problems or shootings or revolutions, or, you know, weather, Mother Nature. There's going to be, okay, this can be a month where there is a lot, okay, of disturbance, a lot of eruption, and it can scare us. And we can be scared of our own feelings. We can be, you know, we can be afraid of, you know, oh my God. Scorpio is about feeling powerless in the face of forces I can't control. Ah, yeah. It can be scary, right? And it can make us want to check out or numb out or escape or, you know, shoot up or whatever. Get lost and, you know. But this new moon, the sun in Virgo and the Mercury and the moon, new moon in Virgo is calling us in. It's calling us to come to earth. And we are the lights, we are the channels, we are the healers. You know, as we do our work, we are healing the collective. So whether you're doing inner work or you're actually doing, you know, outer work, it's just like really this capacity to channel this Neptune in Pisces right through Virgo. This is so beautiful to have that opposition. These mysteries of life that I talked about in the mantra last week, you know, and feeling that divine self is now being called to earth. So I hope that you know, you come to earth, you stay here and you do the work and you channel and you do the healing and you bring that love through, you know, in every way, shape, and form. Let me try that one more time. See if I can do it without forgetting. It's easy for me to be afraid when I forget who I really am. Shoot, man. An infinite, yeah, infinite. How can I forget infinite, man? An infinite spirit come to earth to channel love through my head, heart, and hands. May you channel away, baby. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.